John Colo with GrowingYourGreens.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. We're here in the Boogie Brew offices with Josh because Josh got a new delivery that we're going to go over for you guys. And this has to do with your water filters. This is some very important information that I recently learned, and we're going to share with you guys why filtering your water could be a scam, actually.
Yeah, I mean, you taught me about how crappy the... Well, should we just open this up?
Yeah, let's show everybody what's in there, and then we'll explain how filtering your water could be a scam because you're literally wasting your money on a filter depending on what's inside here.
Yeah.
So let's find it out.
All right,
so what's inside here? Yeah, what's inside here, man?
Special delivery. Ooh, I like the color already.
Sexy box.
Yeah. Now what is that? Let me see the little label they give you. What's this say? For 5 years from the date of sale, WaterRight warrants their products. So
cool. Defects, little 5-year warranty.
Little 5-year warranty, and as you can see, this is clearly a hose.
A hose.
A nice hose, dude. Right away, I can feel the quality.
So, Josh, why does the hose matter when you're filtering your water?
You told me why it matters, because it's the chemotocracy.
Chemotocracy at work, guys. So, like, okay, when you guys were kids, like when I was a kid, we'd go out to the yard and drink water because my parents would literally kick us out in the daytime. Go play outside with your friends, and you're thirsty. You just picked up the hose, turned it on, and you drank out of the hose. And you always had that funny vinyl plastic taste in your mouth, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't know that was like really bad for us, but you knew that was in there. Most of you guys, if you guys buy an expensive filter like the Boogie Brew filter, and then you put it on right at your spigot, right? And then you put the hose on this side, and then you run the water through their hose. You filter the water as it comes out of the spigot, which is great, but now you're running it through a toxic hose that has, you know, you taste the plastic out of, and it's getting contaminated. And actually, this came to light really because of a recent interview I did with Jeremy Silva from Build a Soil, link down below to that, where we state in the video that he did testing on a hose that was claimed as water-safe hose, and there's astronomical fungicide residues coming out of that hose even after they filter the water, because they filter the water here, goes to the hose, and now they're spraying down their garden or making compost tea with basically a water that has fungicide because the hose added it. What other chemicals and phytates and whatever PFCs, I don't even know, like what kind of chemicals are going in your water because of your hose. So that's why today Josh got a WaterRight hose, a hose I've been using for at least 5 years. Guess my hose is out of warranty, but I've never had one issue. I leave my hoses under pressure in the hot sun, 110, 15 degrees in Vegas in the summer every single day.
Really?
It's never blown out.
Wow.
And this is actually a polyurethane hose that's not, and that is drinking water safe, not going to add toxins to your water.
There's no, it's just a completely inert material.
As far as I'm aware, it's one of the safest hoses money can buy.
Yeah, so when I talked to the lady, you know, I was like, look, we're Boogie Brew, we sell a ton of these filters, and this is like the elephant in the room.
Yeah, because people are using your filter, but then they're using a crap hose. I mean, I used to recommend back when I started my channel, a Craftsman rubber hose, because I thought, hey, this rubber hose has a lifetime warranty, it's great, but I did not consider what is the hose, what do they add to the rubber to make the hose like have a lifetime warranty. Of course, you know, you got to also make sure you have good fittings. These are stainless steel fittings on here.
Are these the same fittings as the hose you've had for 5 years?
Absolutely, same exact hose, man.
And you've used that hose, like I use that
Now,
hose.
the one issue with this hose is that it does tend to get coiled up and kink. It doesn't really kink, but it'll fold up over on itself, and then it'll fold over. So it's not as good on that point, but like, that's not a big issue for me because I'd rather have a safe hose than one that kinks and, you know, it's putting chemicals and stuff in the water. So I want you guys to be aware of this because I don't think really any other garden influencer will tell you guys about this.
So wait, does yours kink then where you have to move it again to get the water to flow?
Only if it's like a long run. So like I have a 50 and 100 footer actually in my garden. So like when I'm weaving in and out of my garden beds, sometimes it just kind of coils up. So if I keep it flat, it's good, but then I just get lazy and it just kind of folds up over on itself and it kinks sometimes. Then I'm like, it's kinked, and I find where it's kinked, unkinked, and I'm fine.
So you just learn the technique of
learn the technique of how to arrange it and how to and then if you were like a perfect person like I ain't, if you coiled your hose up every time after you're done using it, you would never have this issue because I just leave it wherever it lays on the garden because I'm like, I ain't got time to be coiling my hose up every time, man.
So presumably like the ideal boogie reel hose.
Yeah, if you had a hose reel, like I don't got time for hose reels, man, and then to just weave it in and weave it out, I just leave it all laying on the ground wherever it is. Well, now, you usually don't have an issue.
Yeah, I mean, give him your tips on how you keep your hoses kink-free, whether they are the highest quality polyurethane.
Well, yeah, because my garden weaves in and out, man, so I got to weave in and out of all these circles, and that's when it really starts to be problematic, you know? Yes. If I just had an easy garden, open space, I wouldn't have a probably issue at all.
So any tips on really nice modular hose reel systems?
I'm not hose reeling stuff, man.
But I'm sure some of your
followers,
maybe
for some of you guys that want something like that.
Well, some of them can probably provide you with some tips on.
Yeah,
on
I'm not changing, man.
Yeah, so
Josh, you're gonna start offering the hoses with the filter because I know a lot of you guys have bought the filters, but you don't invest in a good solid hose. And you're filtering water, and I'm not going to say the filter's useless because there's still things removing. Mm-hmm. And I guess the other thing, Josh, is somebody could connect their hose bib to the hose, and then use the filter here, and then put their sprayer here, so like it runs through. So why is this not a good idea to do it this way? So you actually are filtering the contaminants from the hose, if the hose has any, through the filter.
You will break it that
You'll
way.
break the filter faster, and the filter's,
it's going to fall on the ground.
It's not designed to do that.
It's just not ergonomic. But I mean, this already weighs over 2.5 pounds, and if you add the water, then once you've conditioned it and used it, and it's now double the weight, you're looking at holding close to 5 pounds. Right at the end, 5 pounds at the end of a hose.
Yeah,
that's like leveraged weight.
Right.
It's like trying to hold 10 or 15 pounds wherever you go. Essentially, it's like you're putting a weight on your wrist that you just don't. It's already a pain in the ass enough to go around with a hose. So ergonomically, it's just not advantageous to have this at the end. And number two, countless customers who we do a crash replacement where. If you do break your new Boogie Blue filter, there is like a way you can get another one at our cost. And so, but why? Do it right to begin with. Now, don't run it right off the spigot. Do it like
a feeder hose.
Yeah, and so that maybe WaterRight can even make us.
Or yeah, you could get a feeder hose for that.
Yeah, or maybe another company that makes the same grade of 100% no, all inert, no toxic.
Water safe.
Yeah, truly
drinking water safe.
Truly safe. Could make us a loader hose. Or I guess that's where you do use the chemotocracy loader hose because that's before the filter.
Yeah, but still, you need to.
It's not ideal
need to get off it.
Then you're still introduced. I can't believe he tested fungicides, dude.
Yeah, dude, and we were not going to say the name of the hose, but they sell it at big box stores. So
and it's supposed to be drinking
water safe. So guys, don't just go to your big box store. You got to get a special hose.
That's supposed to be the one that's safe to begin with.
Right. So maybe this fungicide is safe for human consumption because it's drinking water safe, and it's just not in the specific regulation. You can't have these, but they don't test for this one. Then they add. I don't know, man.
Who writes those regulations? I'll tell you who writes them.
Yeah, the
chemical companies.
Yes,
the foxes
exactly.
are guarding the hen house.
Exactly.
Same with big ag products.
And here's the thing, guys. I know these hoses ain't cheap. Trust me, because I bought them.
But it's a really good investment.
But it's a one-time investment. I put this to the torture test in Vegas, man. They haven't popped on me, and
you abuse
it.
And
I abuse my hoses. I leave them full of pressure, which they say don't leave your hose full of pressure.
And 5 years in the hot Vegas sun.
Full of pressure. Now, even in the winter time when we don't really get to freezing, I leave it full of pressure too. Only time I don't leave it full of pressure if I'm going on an extended vacation, then I'll turn off the pressure because I don't want it blowing up when I'm gone.
So like he said, off the spigot, a short section of loader hose. Then your Boogie Blue filter. Ideally, this would be, there'd be like a fence post that this gets
zip tied to,
or some way of isolating any stress, any movement placed on. It could go through a little corridor. It could go through because also, some people like to use these front yard, backyard, in which case get some hose quick connects. right? Like brass quick connects, you can get those at Home Depot or Amazon has them, you know, they're a dime a dozen. So that way you could quickly disconnect this, clip, right? And move it to another hose. But so yeah, invest. I'm not trying to bully people into spending more money than you need.
But we want you guys to be aware of this. Your hose is a problem.
This costs more than any Boogie Blue. The hose.
But the hose is the one-time investment. I mean, how often does somebody have to replace a Boogie Blue
40,000
or a Boogie Blue Plus?
If they maintain it, if they backflush it occasionally. So again, that's another adapter. That's a double female hose adapter, where it allows you to run a hose backwards, right? So instead of this end connecting to the spigot, the female end connecting to the male end of your spigot, you turn this around and connect the male end of the Boogie Blue filter to the female end of your hose, and that way you can backflush it, right? That will help considerably. Most people replace these much too early. They don't realize there are options for improving the lifespan. What happens is, even the best city water still has parts per million, still has minerals in it.
Yeah.
There are times
clog the filter. That happens to me because I have heavy water.
Yeah, and there's times when your water district may be conducting maintenance, flushing their lines, and so particulate can suddenly, you know, appear in your home's water system where it wasn't there, and that will then lead to more blockage of a Boogie Blue. And again, that's a great time to don't give up on the. So when everyone asks me, well, how do I know when it's expired? Well, when the flow rate starts to really drastically slow down,
then you can try to backflush it, and if it's still not good, then you're time for a new filter.
And obviously, you know, a lot of people will, you know, if I lived in a climate where it froze, I'm a stoner, I would probably freeze my Boogie Blue, you know? So a hard freeze will really...
so before the frost, take it out of service.
Or, you know, a Las Vegas, like, desert special, you know, high drying.
I've never had a filter break on me. I've had them clog first.
But you've never had it where it loses its structural porosity from drying out? That's because you're watering all the time.
That's because I keep it under pressure the whole time.
And there's always...
And I'm watering like every day.
So wait, you have this connected to a filter all the time?
Yes.
And this is pressurized all the time? Oh, you're breaking the rules. Jeez. Wow, you do abuse everything. All right.
I gotta test it for you guys, man, to know if it's gonna blow up.
So you've Kohler proofed it. You've J.K. Stoner proofed it. It's survived.
Yeah, with the pressure coming into whatever my house pressure is in my municipality. I know some people may have more or less pressure.
So yeah, I am hoping we should be working with WaterRight to do
a bundle.
A bundle. You know, Leah, she suffers OCSD, obsessive compulsive shipping disorder. So we're hoping that they'll sell these in bulk to us and allow us to ship these ourselves.
Okay.
But if they don't, then I'm sure they have like an affiliate add-on program.
Yeah.
You know, and again, if it's a bundle, then, you know, if you're buying a hose and a filter, believe me, we'll bundle it in with other goodies as well. We'll come up with something.
Yeah, so you're going to get a good package so people can have safe water for create a microbial diversity in their soil without fungicides, without toxic chemicals from your hose, recontaminating your water after you filter. That's very important to both Josh and I, so that's why we're here today talking to you guys about it. So Josh, if somebody wants to get the GYG hookup price on the Boogie Blue because they don't own one already, and hopefully soon, when you offer the package with the hose and the Boogie Blue, where can they do it?
Again, it's boogiebrew.net/GYG for growing your greens. boogiebrew.net/GYG. I hear those words in my sleep at night. This is made from obviously 5 years. That's amazing. Kayaks are built from the same super tough inert form of this, you know, resin, this polyurethane, and they too don't break down in the sun, you know, so most plasticized products do.
And that's why it costs more money, because it's a higher quality product than, you know, your $5 or $10 garden hose from your garden center. And I know you guys, this is a time you don't want to be cheap.
If you're gonna have something that's made from oil, from plastic, you want it to last.
Exactly, because you buy it once instead of throwing it away.
Single-use plastic is a crime against humanity, or, you know...
And the cheap hoses kink even more than this, because they're so thin.
Wow. And I can't believe the dude, Jeremy, he tested it on a drinking hose. That's
Yeah,
what blows
that blows my
mind.
mind too,
You know,
man.
because imagine
Blows
if
my
he
mind.
tested it on
a non-drinking
a
hose,
normal
and
garden
what
hose.
all the chemicals in there, or whatever they're adding.
This is a really important episode. I don't care if you buy this hose from me or not. I'm not here to sell you a hose. I'm here to tell you not to use shitty, chemotocracy's finest, fungicide coated, God knows what, biophosphine A, and cancer-causing carcinogens. So every hose is lined with carcinogens. If you buy a hose,
highly likely. I mean, if you're tasting the water and it tastes funny when you're drinking it, there's something in there that at pretty high ppm, man.
We need to go on another Home Depot visit where you can get a Josh rant and smell. Let our noses tell us how carcinogenic the hose aisle is in the hardware store. And then
does this have any smell to you?
None.
None.
Wow. That is completely inert. I've never smelled a hose that didn't have some kind of a chemical odor,
right.
come to think of it. And I guarantee you, if we go to the local hardware store and go through their hoses, there's going to be one of those mandatory California carcinogen tags.
Oh, there's going to be Prop 65 labels all over that stuff.
That's what it is.
Dude.
Prop
all
60,
over,
yeah.
all over. Heavy metals, and the hose is made from China. It's made in the U.S.
That is just so disgusting, Everything we're doing, like I said earlier, is we're trying so hard to do everything wrong. Like, why would you do that? Go buy a cancer-causing disposable...
Because people don't know. That's why we're making this video to, educate some people out there that actually care about their soil health and their health.
I always got the white. I got the white with the blue stripe. Your RV drinking water hose. Right. I naively assumed that was safe.
Well, safe for drinking water based on whatever the standard is.
The standards are corrupted by the chemotocracy. When the fox is guarding the henhouse.
Anyways,
it's the same with Monsanto.
Yeah.
Regulating the FDA. It's the same with Big Pharma telling everybody this is safe because our scientists say it's safe. And the politicians that allow all this to happen, they're the ones that should go to jail for being corrupted and allowing these bastards to, dictate what is and what isn't supposed to be safe. No fungicide is safe to consume. That's absurd. That's messing with our biome, and to put fungicides
people
in
drink.
our gut.
We won't even go about all the toxins in food and packaged food. If your food comes in plastic,
in everything.
You can't get away from it, man. You just got to do the best you can.
In my own live-work condominium right here in my office and upstairs where I live with my wife. The modern American home, this green-built, it is well insulated. We don't ever have to run a heater in the winter thanks to the mild climate, but also because it is so well insulated. So there are some pros compared to an older, but I'd rather have an older, draftier home built way back,
real
as long as it
materials.
doesn't have lead, other than the lead paint. But like all the flame retardants, okay, and the fungicide, the moldicides that are in everything. In the flooring that you and I are talking on right now as we're sitting here.
Paint.
In sheetrock, in insulation.
High VOC paint.
A study was done about 10, 12 years ago where they proved that the average modern American home has more toxins in the dust that accumulates in it, that is the breakdown of the building materials it's built from, than an EPA Superfund site.
That's why everybody should have an air filter, but we're digressing. So, anyways, the moral of this episode, get a filter, replace it as needed, get a one-time purchase of a hose.
Don't buy
a good quality hose.
Don't support the chemotocracy.
And don't keep buying the disposable hoses because you're cheap. Get what's right. Do right for you, your planet, your plants, and the soil health.
I mean, think about every product you buy this way. This is again just like you're investing.
A lifetime product.
Just like biochar.
Buy a good quality product that's going to last versus all these disposable things.
Just like biochar, a one-time investment for your structural superior soil. Structurally superior soil. You build that with things like biochar. That's a good investment, and that's not
a good hose is a good investment. Trust me. I was popping hoses before I got the WaterRight myself. They would blow holes and just it was a pain.
All the hoses you ever used prior to WaterRight.
Well, the Craftsman hose was good,
but it wasn't because
probably likely the toxins.
Right.
But the hoses before I used the WaterRight, I got other hoses made of the same material that would just blow holes in it.
The whole
but also too, you weren't supposed to keep it under pressure, and I did. But this I've kept under pressure, no holes.
That's amazing.
And the weather.
I mean, the whole disposable mindset.
It's a disposable mindset because a company could just sell you more. I mean, this company's glad to sell you a hose once and be done with it until you need another one. For your other spigot, because I have all these for all my spigots.
It is absolutely criminal. It is
absolutely criminal.
My titanium road bike has 100,000 miles on it. It was built for me by a custom builder 22 years ago. That was a lifetime investment.
Yeah, right? Buy lifetime investments. Buy good products that are going to last.
Same with my mountain bike. I don't know how many miles, but it has 100,000 hours on it. It feels like it. I mean, it's 22 years old too. Like back when I grew weed, I treated myself with the money I made back then. I was a selfish athlete, but when I did spend my mad money I made from growing weed, I spent it on things that mattered, that have lasted me and kept my marriage healthy. She allows me 2 upgrades a year for the bikes, so I got a new set of wheels for the mountain bike 1 year and so on, right? But the mindset now with bikes, these $10,000 carbon fiber pretzels, I call them, because they break like pretzels, and
even disposable. Everything's disposable.
Some of you are cyclists, so you can relate to me on this. A lot of the junk now that's sold to you in the bike industry is components too don't last like they used to.
Everything, cars and everything.
I'm very proud of the toughness, the durability. Of course, there are things I do need to replace, like the chain and the cassette. But even then, I go out of my way, I found a stainless steel chain ring for my mountain bike. That lasts 5 times longer than a cheap stamped aluminum chain ring, right? Everybody needs to adopt that kind of mindset. Make a one-time investment and make it last. And this hose is a perfect example of that. The other disposable crap, it's just like throwing NPK fertilizers, throwing detritus, disposable, and washing it all away,
ruin
the ecosystem, ruin your water table, go into the Gulf of Mexico, do what the sugar industry's done with their detrients, and just create an algae bloom that takes out 1 million square miles of seawater, for God's sakes, versus using compost teas, using worms. Worms will be around forever. You have a healthy population of worms. You're not going to kill them with detrients. You're going to let them build soil for you. That's the ultimate.
Don't kill your worms with toxins in your hose.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's so unfair to those poor, living, beautiful worms. They are the ultimate builder soil. They will build your soil. Why would you then chemically release carnage on them with a fungicide drink? I still can't believe Builder Soil discovered that. Hats off to Jeremy. He gets a big attaboy. That's a big eye-opener for me, It's like, duh, eureka moment, the hoses, my God. Up at our property in Humboldt, I've got to get some nice new hoses because my hoses up there, they're chemotocracy hoses. So I'm a hypocrite at this point until I, get my own WaterRight. I got to get my WaterRight.
All right, Josh. So really, anyways, if you guys want to get the Boogie Brew filter and hopefully the WaterRight hose coming up, the hose deal where Josh sources a good hose that he can ship you all in one package, visit him on boogiebrew.net/GYG. Of course, if you guys just want to buy your WaterRight hose, I'll have links down below to my affiliate link to Amazon, where you can find all my recommended gardening products really easily. It's amazon.com/shop/John Kohler.
I mean, and also, tell us about any other. I did a bit of research. I found at least one other U.S. manufacturer of a quality hose, made in America, by the way. And give us your tips if you know of other ones, especially for that shorter one, like for the loader hose or for connectors,
Perfect.
Give us your feedback. And absolutely, this isn't a sales pitch trying to sell you a hose, as I said. Money's like manure. Spread it around in the right places. Get yourself a good hose from wherever, but be done with the chemotocracy crap. No more disposable, cancer-causing garbage.
Cool, Josh. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, please be sure to give this a big thumbs up. More importantly, share this with other gardeners that should be aware of the toxins and chemicals in the hose and how to avoid them by buying a good, solid, trusted hose. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new upcoming episodes I've come out every 5 to 7 days. You don't know where sharp or we'll be learning on my YouTube channel. Make sure you click the little bell so you get notified as my new videos come out. And finally, be sure to check the past episodes. Past episodes are a wealth of knowledge. Over 1,700 episodes at this time on this channel dedicated to teach you guys all about how to grow the best organic garden ever. Links down below to some of the videos I made with Josh in the past, including his brand new bulk boxes. That was an amazing episode where you guys could get the lowest bulk soil prices to maximize your soil biology. So with that, my name is John Kohler with growingyourgreens.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep on growing.